Okay. So, um, again, Monday, June 10th, 2024. So again, Monday, June 10th, 2024. Um, I had a dream and I chose not to put it on because sometimes people go, "Oh, well, we hold on to it if you don't understand it completely and wait for revelation from the Lord." And I get that on some. Most of the time, He gives me revelation right away, either in the dream as I'm waking up or um, that day. So this dream, I chose not to put on. I was gonna hold it, and I was asking God, like I thought it was more personal. That's another reason I didn't put it on. I thought it was more personal, even though I couldn't understand some elements, but I did think it was personal. So I'm going to give you everything. I'm not going to hold anything back anymore because it makes it look like I'm deceptive or deceiving of when maybe God gives us something to warn people and I'm not warning them. Or I put it out late and someone says, "Oh, well, they just saw the article or they just saw something about that." And then all of a sudden, God spoke to them and they had it before this happened. Well, yes, people do that. Um, the fear of the Lord's too great on me to do that. But pray about it. Pray about it. Test the spirits, and I'm gonna I'm gonna give you everything, even though I thought the personal parts were just about my family. So, but I never know. Now, I just don't know. It could, like I said, people are different in your dreams sometimes, or He uses people that you know to be um, someone else in other, just like it just is what it is because it's people you're around all the time. So here it goes. Um, I was in a home, and the home was a modern style home. So by that, I mean it was a two-story home. It was white stucco and very modern and glass, lots of glass. Okay. So looking at the home, for some reason, that morning when I woke up, I thought it was like Miami or somewhere. Okay. Somewhere. And I was with my husband, and my children were with us. And the home in the dream was my husband's sister's home. Okay. Even though in real life, that's not her home. Okay. That's not what it looks like. But for some reason, that's what it was in the dream. And so in this dream, we're in this home, and she lives in Florida. Okay. And I remember talking to my kids and thinking, well, I guess like we were on vacation or something. I guess they're gonna want to go to Disney, or they want to go to Disney. And I knew that we were going to Disney World, even though we really don't want to go there. Um, because we've just been called out of a lot of things and there's too much revealed. Okay, so in this dream, because we were visiting family, they were going to Disney, or we were going to Disney. So the way that the dream went is all of a sudden we're outside, and my husband leaves with his sister, the sister's husband, and the sister has like two young kids with her. Even though she doesn't have kids right now, so I don't know if she was like watching kids or just taking some friends' kids or something in the dream. And they left to go to Disney. My husband followed, and I was like, "Well, why didn't he wait for us?" So our kids, like I thought we were all having to go to Disney. So we got left behind on that area. They went to um, like just left us to go have fun at this amusement park, this Disney. Okay. And um, I'm standing across the road. So, like on another sidewalk, looking at the house across the street. And it's not really a neighborhood. It's like it's got businesses and everything around for some reason. I don't know. So I'm across the street and I look over, and my middle son, okay, um, is there, which surprised me because he doesn't live with us in real life right now. He was there with us, so I was like, yeah, okay, vacation, that makes sense. He came home for vacation. We went, and I saw him, and he was kind of sitting on a bag or sitting on the front stoop or porch steps by the garage. And I started like kind of running over to him, and he looked really sad. He looked like he was left all alone, like everyone had abandoned him or left him. And he thought everyone was gone. And I looked behind him, and he had bags packed, like a duffel bag or some kind of bags, like he was having to leave for some reason, or he was going, some kind of duffel bag. Okay. And he just looked sad. And oh, Lord, I know they just, ins- I know they just put a bill out or passed a bill for the draft right now in the US. I hope that doesn't have anything to do with it. For some reason, it just came to me because in the dream, he had like this bag behind him, and he was sad, like he was okay. Anyway, and then he said something like, yeah, Caleb, which that's Cameron, and he said Caleb, which is my oldest son, is inside. And I could tell that, like, without being in the house, he was in the kitchen somewhere doing something. And he goes, Cameron goes, I'm going to drive his motorcycle. And he had a helmet. And I was like, okay. And then all of a sudden, um, my daughter and I ended up in our car. Okay, like our SUV or whatever, our vehicle. Okay. And we're driving on the street in front of the house and driving down that road. Okay. And we're driving, and then all of a sudden the car acted like, or became like, it didn't become like, it didn't change in shape, but it acted like a boat. Okay. And I was driving in water like a boat, but I was in my car driving in water. And it wasn't like damaging the car. I was just driving down this road in water, like flooded streets, flooded everywhere. Okay. And I wasn't worried because my car was like a boat. And we were looking for dealerships because I had to get something worked on my car. And we came toward the end of the street, and I was like, oh, good. There's a dealership that works on my car type. Okay. And I was like, we can come here and get it worked on. So I was going to look at it, and I drove the little boat car, like, because it's still water, into the parking lot. And I'm looking, and then I'm getting ready to leave because I wasn't going to leave my car there yet. Okay. And I'm getting ready to leave, and there's a woman in a bigger truck parked, and she's like reversed in, so she's going to drive straight out of the parking space. Okay. And I know that her husband was like on a sidewalk by the building, and she sees us. She sees us. I mean, we're going slow. It's in the parking lot in water, right? And she sees us, and she starts pulling out while I have the right of way. And she starts pulling out, and we she hits me like head on with my SUV. Okay. And when she backed up, I got out and I kind of looked. I was like, why did she do that? But I got out and looked, and her grill, like front part of her grill and bumper or whatever, but her front part of her grill pulled off of her car, her truck, and was connected onto my grill. So the grill on her truck came off of her truck and was connected, like my car had pulled it off. I didn't have damage, it just I had her grill on my front of my vehicle. Okay. So then I woke up. See what I tell you? I didn't understand it. And it felt a lot personal. Like it just felt personal. Okay. Um then Tuesday or Wednesday of this week, was it I'm trying to be, I think maybe Wednesday. I found like the news videos and everything showing the state of emergencies in Florida, like South Florida and Florida, that they've been flooded and all the streets are flooded. And there's been deaths and everything was happening, that's going on. They're in a state of emergency from floods. And I was like, oh Lord, like I didn't warn. I mean, whoever would have watched it, maybe someone in Florida would have watched this and thought maybe there's floods coming and people would have been prepared. Um, so from now on, I'm going to try and get everything out and let him reveal. And then if he brings me more revelation, I'll do an update to it. But I just don't know what he's trying to speak sometimes, and he's trying to get it. And who am I to say it's not the right time? Sometimes you know when he urges it's time to do this, and sometimes you just know it's the time to do it now. And sometimes you just do it because why does he give you them? They're not yours to hide or keep or hide away. They're to protect his family, his church, and protect others and bring others to them before they possibly get hurt in these things or die away from him in their iniquities, instead of turning to Jesus and instead of turning to him and being saved. Okay. Now also you heard me say it. I don't want to make this video long, but you heard me say it, that the bill was passed about um, uh, the draft being put in for 18 to 25 year olds, I think. I hope I'm saying that right, but 18 to 25 year olds. And as I was telling you this dream, and for some reason, my middle son, my oldest son was with me, but it didn't feel like they were staying with us for some reason, like they were leaving. And my middle son looked sad, um, which I could see that because my oldest son's always wanted to be in the military. I don't know. So it's, but, you know, they're not my children. They're God's children, right? He loves them more than I do. Just like he loves your children more than you do. And he thinks about them more than we ever think about them. So many thoughts daily of you and I and our kids and everyone that run across his head. And he thinks of us, he watches over us, he protects us, and he keeps us. And there's nothing that goes unnoticed, and there's nothing that gets done without him knowing. Or he's everything. He's everything. So he's got this too. I love y'all. God bless y'all. Keep safe. Keep Jesus. Look at Jesus. Keep your eyes on Jesus. Hold to Jesus. If you don't know Jesus, today's the day of your salvation. Come to Jesus. We don't know the day of our last breath. Of our last breath. Where are you going to spend eternity? Spend it with Jesus. He died for you so you could. He rose again and he's coming back for those that are in him. God bless.